Investigators now tell us a Lexington firefighter shot a man accused of setting explosives in Harlan County, what police say led to that shooting.
An arrest in Powell County this afternoon took an unusual turn. How police say a suspect ended up being hit by a car.
There's no words to describe the loss.
A Southern Kentucky family says the sentence for a man convicted of killing a loved one doesn't fit the crime.
This is WKYT News at 6.
Good evening to you. A man who had been in federal custody is dead tonight. Police now say a Lexington firefighter shot him during a joint operation with state police, the ATF, and Lexington police and firefighters.
And tonight we have new information about what happened. Investigators say 39-year-old Mark Sawaf was shot in Harlan County last night. He was arrested in June because investigators say he put explosives in trail cameras. Hillary Thornton has the latest on the investigation. It's our top story at 6.
Just above the Woodland Hills community in this wooded area, an area on Thursday swarming with multiple law enforcement agencies.
I was just out working in the yard and then I see all these people going up, and I'm talking 20 or 30 people.
Jerry Haynes lives just at the bottom of the gravel road leading to that area.
Just a bunch of ATVs. Had ATF on their shirts.
State police say what he saw was the ATF assisted by Lexington Police Hazardous Devices Unit and Lexington Fire's Investigations Unit.
We're led to more explosive devices in the wooded area here in Harlan County.
With those investigators was Mark Sawaf, arrested back in June, accused of putting explosives in trail cameras. A few of those were found.
The fellow wanted apparently to kill someone.
Yesterday, Sawaf, who was in federal custody, transported back to Harlan County to help find the remaining devices.
And then I hear the explosions, and I didn't know what was going on.
State police say several devices were in fact found there and destroyed. However, Sawaf then attempting to run, forcing Lexington Fire Captain Brad Dobrinsky to shoot Sawaf. Investigators now continuing the search of what they say is about a 5-mile radius for remaining devices without the man accused of planting them.
We know that there's more trail cameras in the woods that have explosive devices.
Somebody would do that. It's pretty evil, and to have it right here in the backyard is kind of scary, but I hunt in there and dig ginseng in there and ride ATV, and if I ever come across one that they missed, I'm going to leave it alone.
In Harlan, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Lexington city officials say since 1996, all fire investigators have carried weapons. This is the first time a Lexington firefighter has been involved in a deadly shooting. The firefighter involved in the shooting is on administrative leave. Police are still warning the public of trail cameras in Harlan County that could have explosives inside.
Tonight, police tell us a man wanted for crimes in 2 Kentucky counties is now in the hospital. They say Billy Cottle tried to run off from police when they arrested him in Powell County today, but police say he ended up being hit by a car. Sabir Rayford has the latest.
Today was not your typical day for the people here at Jimmy's Tire and Lube in Clay City.
I heard a noise and, kind of odd, and you look out and you see somebody, a young girl, run out of her vehicle. And
Teresa Fugate says she saw a woman hit a man after he jumped into traffic on exit 16 in Clay City. That man has been identified by police as 33-year-old Billy Cottle.
It's looking like what, and you see kind of like a head sticking out from underneath it.
Employees at the auto shop say Cottle was in handcuffs running from police. They say when he finally stopped, he dove headfirst right into traffic.
Went underneath the vehicle, and of course her vehicle's just sitting across the street. She was very upset about it, but he was talking when they put him in the ambulance and everything, so it was not like she smashed him or anything.
Earlier this week, police say Cottle was caught by surveillance cameras breaking into J. Webb Auto Sales in Richmond. Police say he ransacked the business's office. They say Cottle was wanted in Lee County for several charges, including escape, fleeing and evading, and wanton endangerment. Now, Richmond police say he's in stable condition at UK Hospital. In Powell County, Sabir Rayford, WKYT.
Richmond police say Cottle was high on drugs when police found him today.
A Laurel County jury convicted him of reckless homicide for the shooting death of his girlfriend, but the jury only recommended a 1-year sentence for Christopher Byrd. Police originally charged him with murder, and the victim's family doesn't feel justice has been served in this case. Monique Blair has the story new at 6.
I'm sorry for lying to her and making her fear me.
Those are the words Misty Rambo says she wishes she would have heard from the man who killed her 22-year-old daughter, Shannon Engel, last July.
I just feel like I'm in a bad dream.
On Thursday, a jury convicted Byrd of reckless homicide.
Carries the same penalty as stealing an Xbox.
Rambo says Byrd should have been convicted of murder.
Chris's story pretty much blamed my daughter for what had happened.
Reckless homicide carries a sentence of 1 to 5 years. The jury recommended 1 year, and since Byrd has served over 400 days in jail, he was released Thursday.
I can't believe that they have set a murderer that will kill again on the streets.
Rambo believes parts of the trial were unfair.
These court documents show that in February 2015, Christopher Byrd was arrested and charged with assault after he admitted to police that he punched Shannon Engel in the head with his fist. But this case was not allowed to be used in court during Byrd's trial.
Court documents show that Shannon Engel did not show up to court, so the assault charge against Byrd was dropped. Add to that, Commonwealth's attorney Jackie Steele tells me although there are exceptions, Kentucky's law doesn't allow past events or cases to be brought up in trials unless they share very similar characteristics. So now Rambo says she doesn't feel justice was served for her daughter.
He's took my soul. He's took my future. He's took my life.
In Laurel County, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Christopher Byrd will be formally sentenced on August 19th. Unless a judge changes the length of the jury recommended sentence, Byrd will not face any more jail time.
Steamy air is leading to storms across parts of Kentucky, and we could see some heavy rain at times this weekend. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has an early look at the forecast.
Yeah, there's a pattern that continues to come at us from the deep south, and that has a little tropical influence with a system right on top of the Gulf of Mexico. We'll show you that in a second. Concentrate on what is going on now as you head out for a night out on the town. The sweat factor's up there. It's upper 80s with the occasional 90 showing up into parts of southern Kentucky, but it's the humidity that is just off the charts. Feels like it is 96 degrees into the Lexington area. Defender Radar Network. We're watching some thunderstorms now creeping out of Tennessee, so southeastern Kentucky will get in on a few of those storms. We've had a little shower or two for folks trying to cool off on the water at Lake Cumberland. Lexington Bluegrass region. Hello, Winchester, Nicholasville, Versailles, Georgetown. Nothing going on as of now, but with the atmosphere soupy, anybody is fair game for a isolated shower thunderstorm as we go through the evening. And you see that stuff around the Gatlinburg area over toward Knoxville, lifting toward the north. So London, Williamsburg, down into Middlesboro, we'll watch that. Look at the spin showing up near Lake Pontchartrain in Louisiana. That is a semi area of low pressure that kind of has a little tropical connection with it. And as it rolls to the north, we will track rounds of thunderstorms into the region. The hour-by-hour forecast tracks some heavy rains in a few minutes.
Chris, thank you. Tonight, we are tracking the investigation into a small plane crash in Laurel County that injured the pilot.
It happened this morning at the London Corbin Airport. Investigators say 79-year-old Everett Hathorn of London had just taken off in his light sport plane when the plane hit a tree. They say he was airlifted to UK hospital with serious injuries, possibly to his legs. The FAA plans to arrive at the airport Monday to try to figure out what led to the crash. New tonight, police are now calling the deaths of a Butler County pastor and his wife a double homicide. Police made the announcement today after talking to the state medical examiner's office. Police say Kenneth and Dorothy Nafis were found dead in their home near Morgantown Tuesday afternoon. They have not made any arrests in the case, but they think the suspect could have been injured during the crime.
Tonight, investigators believe a fire that damaged a home on the University of Kentucky campus was intentionally set. Lexington firefighters say they were called to an abandoned home on South Limestone near Maxwellton Court around midnight. Investigators think the fire had been burning for a while before they were called. No one was injured, but they say this arson caused extensive damage.
I mean, anytime, that we have someone that has intentionally set a fire, we don't want that to happen again. I mean, it's a crime, but it's also a danger to obviously other people, to our people. A fire in a floor in a building, that can be a problem. We have people that have suffered some fatal injuries falling through floors. So we would like for this to get wrapped up.
So far, no one has been arrested in this case. The University of Kentucky did send out a crime bulletin after the fire. Today, the Elliott County clerk pled guilty to misusing public money. Investigators say a 2014 audit found more than $15,000 missing from Sheila Blevins' office. Her sister, Deputy Clerk Jeannie Moore, also pled guilty to the same charge today. Both now face 5 years in prison along with some fines. They'll be sentenced on October 7th.
A young Central Kentucky girl lost something that meant a lot to her when a thief stole her bike. Next, how police quickly stepped in to help.
Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
It was a rough start to the school year for a Woodford County girl. Someone stole her bike.
Can you believe it? But 2 Versailles police officers made sure she didn't go long without a cool ride. How they helped her is new at 6 tonight.
Crystal Campbell works as a dispatcher at the Versailles Police Department. Her niece Kasia visits there often.
She's always got a sweet smile on her face, so we love to see her come in.
As Kasia was getting ready for her first day of 3rd grade, Crystal noticed something strange when she looked out the front door. A young man riding a little girl's bike.
I said, Kasia, that kind of looks like your bike. So her and I ran out back, and of course hers was gone.
It's almost kind of like it's a double whammy. You got to go to school and you have your bike stolen.
I felt horrible.
When Kasia's 2 favorite officers, Zach Sloan and Teddy Melton, heard what happened to their girl, they were quick to jump into action.
Yesterday I got the idea and told Teddy, said we got to get Kasia a bike. She's missing it.
Turns out the 2 grown men have good taste when it comes to picking out a bike for a little girl.
Tell me about the colors. Is this the kind of bike you wanted?
Yeah. Pink is my favorite color.
So they did a good job picking that one out.
Mm-hmm.
But she got a big smile on her face and she hopped right on it and took off, so she loved it.
Now, as if this story isn't cute enough already, after Kasia got her brand new bike, her older brother Ruben got one too.
Probably at the same time that they were probably buying the bike, we got a lead from her grandma that it looked like a boy in the park was riding a bike that looked just like hers.
The bike didn't just look like hers, it was hers. When Kasia found herself with not 1 but 2 bikes, she decided to pay it forward to her little brother.
It's cool because his old bike, his chain fell off. And he wanted a bike, so we're going to give him my old one.
An awesome chain reaction, all started by a simple act of kindness.
It's a great thing. It makes us proud as a police department. It makes me proud as a lieutenant here that, you know, these guys are out there doing their jobs and not just being a police officer, but being a human being.
She was such a sweet little girl. Kasia says that now that she has her bike back, she can enjoy being back at school with her friends.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Temperatures out there today again on the steamy side, and the storm factor is getting ready to come into play in a much bigger fashion in the coming days. Live look at our WKYT weather garden as of now, and you can see a little steam in the air, but look how green everything is, courtesy of all the rain we've had this summer. You know, by this time of the year, the hum of lawnmowers is usually slowing down. That has not been the case this year, and really over the past 4 summers that have been incredibly wet around here. It's 96 for a heat index right now. Actual thermometer is 88, but it's the humidity that is making it feel so much hotter out there. A lot of mid to upper 90s for the feels like number across central and eastern Kentucky right now. 96 for Lexington, Mount Sterling, and Danville. Defender Radar Network, we've had some showers and thunderstorms scattered across the region. Now we get into northern Tennessee and far southeastern Kentucky. This action is going to ramp it up a little bit over the next few hours. So folks around Williamsburg, Barberville, Middlesboro, Harlan, maybe up toward Hazard, Hyden, and Manchester, we'll keep an eye on some showers and thunderstorms lifting to the north out of the volunteer state of Tennessee. Up Interstate 75 into bluegrass country. Nothing going on as of now, but the atmosphere is charged. Anybody can squeeze out a shower or thunderstorm over the next few hours. Gulf of Mexico, spin continues to show up there. And if you look at this, you can actually see little bands of showers and thunderstorms rotating around this, I'll call it a semi-tropical system. Gulf of Mexico has a lot of juice. We've got a front that is slowly working toward the east, and it is going to put the brakes on and absorb a lot of that moisture, and that's going to bring a ton of rain through the Mississippi Valley and then across parts of the Ohio Valley. Best chance for heavy rain starting late tomorrow and especially Sunday, Monday, Tuesday will be in the areas I've highlighted in red. This will be the area that as of now has the best threat for some local flash flooding issues, if not a little more widespread issues developing at some point. Depends on exactly where that heavy band of rain sets up. Odds favor southeastern Kentucky having the lowest chance for now. Hour-by-hour forecast for the evening upon us. Those temperatures, again, holding on the steamy side. Tomorrow, much better chance for at least some scattered thunderstorms to go up. If you're planning something outdoors, the earlier in the day, the drier things are likely to be. Late afternoon into the evening and then through the day on Sunday, here we go with those rounds of showers and thunderstorms that begin to show up again from southwest to northeast, and that will carry us into the day on Monday, too. Another round or three likely for Monday. And you know what? I could see this pattern hanging tough around here into the middle of next week. So we'll highlight Sunday, we'll highlight Monday, and we may even include a Tuesday or Wednesday in there for the possibility, at least the best chance, for some local flash flood issues as we get those rounds of tropical rain producing showers and thunderstorms. Best chance right now appears to be across the central part of the state.
It's been an interesting summer.
It has been, and tonight at 11 we will update those rainfall numbers and have the latest computer forecast for you.
Good deal. Are you looking for something to do outdoors tonight? How about Lakeside Live at Lexington Green? Live music began there at 6 tonight and continues through 9. This is a live look now at all the fun. You can see the folks on stage there. Lakeside Live continues every Friday and Saturday night at Lexington Green through October 15th.
Looks fun. Brian, Alex Poythress is signing a contract today with an NBA team.
He did indeed, but he will probably start in the NBA D-League next season. Drew Barker will start at quarterback for the Wildcats, but there was one particular thing he had to change. We'll talk about it next in sports. The football Wildcats wrapping up the first week of preseason camp today, and by all indications, Drew Barker has been performing well. Much of the upcoming season is riding on Barker, who has had his ups and downs on and off the field since arriving at UK. One of the first things new quarterbacks coach Darren Henshaw told Barker back in the spring was he needed to change his brand.
Let's see, when I came in and I said Drew Barker, the name Drew Barker, what does everybody say? And the things that came out of my mouth were not good, okay? The things that came out of the AD's mouth were not good. The things that came out of the equipment room was not good. I said, your brand stinks. Let's just call it how it is. So we have to change it. And then the only way you're going to change it is not with your mouth, it's going to be with your actions and what you do on and off the field. And he's done what he's supposed to do to change his brand.
We are 22 days until the UK football season opener. 22 worn by Saheem King, Mark Higgs, Raphael Little, Jared Lorenzen, Danny Trevathan. What a number. UK scoring a total of 22 touchdowns last season. Art Still holds the single season record for tackles for loss with 22. Kentucky's first touchdown in its 13-7 upset of Oklahoma in the 1951 Sugar Bowl. A 22-yard pass from Babe Perilli to the Floyd County legend Shorty Jamerson, who also scored the Cats' other TD on a 1-yard run. Madison Southern returns a lot of talent from a team that won a district championship last season. Lee K. Howard previews the Eagles in tonight's 27 teams in 27 days.
After starting the season 1-4, Madison Southern finished the season by winning 4 of their final 6 games, including a district championship.
Our goal has been to start at or above the level of play we finished last season. That's what we've been focused on doing.
The Eagles graduated several key players like quarterback Aaron Sloan, but return a host of players with experience.
We have a ton of guys coming back. We have some young guys that have really stepped up. We're probably as deep right now as we've ever been.
That depth is on both offense and defense.
We have 2 of our linebackers from last year coming back, and we have both of our D linemen. We got a new defense, and I think we'll be really good and hard-nosed.
Carter Smith led the team with 150 tackles on defense last season and led the offense with 14 rushing touchdowns.
He's special, man. I mean, we've had a couple of good players come through, and Carter Smith's the next guy on that list.
But running the ball will be by committee with plenty of depth in the backfield.
We all just train really hard, and we just work hard, and we can all run the ball, and it works out for us.
After splitting time at quarterback last season, Landon Stacy takes over the starting quarterback role.
He's more of a dual threat guy, where Sloan was more of a drop back type quarterback, but his arm strength has really improved. Just his leadership. I mean, I'm excited to see what he does with the ball in his hands this year.
For 27 teams in 27 days, I'm Lee K. Howard.
Thank you, sir. Alex Poitras has signed a partially guaranteed contract with the Indiana Pacers, who went undrafted, did Poitras, back in June. He will likely spend the season with the Pacers NBA Development League affiliate, the Fort Wayne Mad Ants. Poitras played in the NBA Summer League with the Orlando Magic. That is a look at sports. Let's send it back to the desk.
A final check of your First Alert forecast is next.
And then on the CBS Evening News, a special camp for the children of America's fallen heroes. Steve Hartman takes you there when he goes on the road.
The weekend is officially upon us.
It is. You guys got big plans?
We're here with you. I'm here with you.
Yeah,
I should
be
say.
here tonight to start the weekend out. Anyway, thunderstorm or two around tomorrow afternoon. Upper 80s will feel like the 90s again. What else is new there? Keep an eye on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Could be enough rain to cause at least some local high water issues during that time.
Andrea, you go out and enjoy Friday night for all three of us.
I will.
Thanks so much for joining us. We hope you have a great Friday night, and we will see you back here tonight at 11.